Ash, regarding tilt. How do you spot your tilt? Through a body part or thoughts in your head? And what's triggering for you and how do you walk away? Just so everybody understands real quick, tilt is it's an emotional response. It's when something happens, it tilts your ability to be objective, whether that's emotionally, psychologically. Something happens that causes an inducement of an emotion that then throws you off of your originally set game plan, right? It tilts you from your already predefined game plan. So if you don't know what tilt is, that is what it is. It's something that occurs that throws you off your already predefined game plan, whether that's emotionally, mentally, risk management, any type of tilt can occur. And this is extremely important, in my opinion, because I've mentioned this before and I'll continue to keep talking about it. Knowing thyself is one of the most valuable things that you can do in trading, right? Because something might tilt me, whereas that same thing might not tilt you. So that's why knowing thyself is extremely important. Okay. For me, let me answer the question. How do you spot your tilt? The way that I spot my tilt is when I do something outside of my game plan, right? So my game plan is time is the most important element. I look to participate during New York Open. Okay, so that's the first alert to understand whether I'm tilting, right? Whether I'm following my game plan or not, right? If I'm executing at 6 a.m. in the morning, that's a problem because I just stated that I execute at New York Open, which is 9:30 in the morning. So if I'm not following my game plan, that's the first thing that shows me that I'm starting to tilt. Okay. Then comes the thoughts that occur. The second portion of this answer would be the thoughts that happen within, my brain, the way that I react to those thoughts are very important. If you can control your emotions, you'll be able to make progress in this business. But if you allow those emotions to take over and force you to do things you should not be doing, you're going to ruin accounts. You're going to burn through accounts very quickly. Right? So we've gone through many live streams at this point, and we'll continue to keep going through live streams. But during these live streams, I'm pointing to certain logic. When I point to this certain logic, that's me saying out loud my thought process. So you're getting to see all of my decision making in real time. For example, I stated that I'm only looking to take 1 trade a day maximum, 2 trades a week maximum. Right? So it's very easy for me to understand that I'm not listening to those logical decision making processes if I'm taking more than 1 trade in a day. I'm allowing something or someone tell me otherwise. Someone's telling me that it's okay to take a second trade when logic states it's not. Right? So you can be objectively driven and analyze through the logic you provide to your decision making, or you can allow those intrusive thoughts to creep in. And if you allow those intrusive thoughts to creep in, you'll start doing things outside of your game plan, outside of your risk management. Right? So another very easy way to understand that those thoughts are creeping in is wanting or needing more than what the market provides you. Right? So, for example, I'm currently in a live account for My Funded Futures. The daily loss limit is $500. Right? So for me to risk more than $500 because I want to make more or I need to make more is showing that I'm clearly allowing some intrusive thoughts in that's deterring my risk management. And that's not acceptable. That's something that would make me hit that daily loss limit. Then I would burn the account because I did that. Right? So if you can control your emotions, if you can control your thoughts, you'll be able to make progress in this business. You need to have defined reasons how or why you do things so that you understand whether you're going against your game plan, right? So I've created a model through the amount of time and experience that I've been in this market that is a cause and effect relation to how or why I do things. And I continue to go over those logics with you guys here on stream. I only participate during New York Open because time is my most important element. Then I create a bias by looking at the daily chart. I point to a draw on liquidity by looking for equal highs or equal lows. Then I execute the unicorn model aligned with that information. If at any point in time I'm doing something against those three different things, then I'm acting outside of my game plan. And it's probably because of some kind of intrusive thought. So the triggers are very easy for me to see because I've defined the way that I execute, how I execute, and I understand my risk management. Anytime I step outside of those things, that's how I can recognize that I'm tilting. Okay, so the question was, how do you spot your tilt through a body part or thoughts in your head? And what's triggering for you and how do you walk away? So the last portion of how do you walk away is exactly that. I know it's going to sound very simple or not very complicated, but literally walking away. I mean, physically removing yourself from any devices would be the hard stop. How do I walk away? By physically walking away, right? Close up all devices, turn off all devices. That way you physically cannot be on a platform and go do something else, right? If you have the platforms on your cell phone, stop bringing your cell phone to the gym. If your platforms are only on your computer, then leave the office. Literally, not figuratively, literally walk away would be the hard stop. The way that I walk away from those triggers.